What's poppin', y'all? Today I want to talk about a show that got a second season, but definitely did not need one. Animation, soundtrack, writing better than the last season, if not on par as the last season. My only gripe that I had with the last season is we got MegaloBox, but we didn't get enough MegaloBoxing. You know what I'm saying? We had a lot more boxing than MegaloBoxing. But anyway, what I'm trying to get at is last season was 10 out of 10. This season, like 20 out of 10, bro. Like, what the fuck? This show is like amazing. But anyway, that's my overall review for this show. If you haven't seen it, go ahead and watch it and then come back to this video. I will have a deeper analysis and talk about shit that I found intriguing or interesting. So yeah, come back to this video when you're ready. Alrighty, the first thing I want to talk about is how they incorporate land culture into the show. I mean, from the very beginning, you get to see Chiefs people celebrating the Day of the Dead while eating tamales and listening to some music. And bro, that's not how you play the fucking accordion. This is how you play the fucking accordion. Especially when some of the greatest boxers are from Latin heritage, such as Julio Cesar Chavez, Salvador Sanchez, Saul Canelo Alvarez. I'm sorry, Oscar de la Hoya.
And he looks Irish, just like Connor.
I don't know, but seeing old characters in a new light is really fucking dope. From Joe being at the very top to falling down from grace, to Pops dying, rest in peace homie, Yuri still being in that fucking wheelchair, Yukiko looking fine as ever, and Sacho pulling a fucking Deji. I see you, my guy. But not only that, the newer characters are also really fucking dope. Sakuma, Mac, Marla, Louie, Chief, all really fucking great characters, bro. But what I really like is how Chief's character makes Joe's story a lot more deep. By that, of course, I'm talking about the symbolism in the show of the hummingbird. So I'm gonna tell you the story of the hummingbird and the nomad, based off the ending. In the desert, a traveler desperate for love wanted to die. Very tired, he was about to faint, but a hummingbird sang. When he heard it, in an instant he felt very happy, and his beautiful song gave him the strength and love to live. Now he wants to keep going. Then the hummingbird flew away, singing, and it will never come back. So that's how the ending of the song goes. But later in this show we find out what happens to the nomad, which goes a little something like this. The nomad buried the hummingbird on the side of the road, and it sung the hummingbird's song as if to mourn its loss. He found that singing that song released his soul, and as he continued to walk, he sang. Eventually, he had finally reached the ocean. The nomad asked the quiet ocean as it reflected the stray sky, "I am a nomad who walked a long way to get here. Could you grant me my wish?" The ocean splashed a small wave and replied, "Those who come here with wishes ask for the same things, either money, fame, or death. Which do you desire?" Then the nomad replied with a beaming face, "I once had everything, so I desire none of those things. I just want to be shown the way back home." Pretty great story, right? Based on the story, it's really easy to tell who the hummingbird and the nomad is. Obviously, in this story, the nomad would have to be Joe, and the hummingbird will have to be Chief. I mean, in the beginning, Joe was suffering his addiction from painkillers. Dude really wanted to die, or at least that was until he met Chief. After listening to Chief's story and his reason for fighting, it gave Joe a whole new purpose for living, just like in the story of the nomad and the hummingbird. Fun fact, I also like how Miguel, Mac's son, has the same book as Chief does. The story of the hummingbird doesn't just correlate to Joe, it also correlates to Mac, the public hero Rosario. In Mac's case, he has been used as a guinea pig for the Roscoe Company. Upon finding this out, he felt like he had no reason to live. He truly felt like he was a pawn in someone else's game. It wasn't until he met his former police partner to remind him what was really important. What was really important, you might ask? Family. Just this little symbolism of here and there, bro, is like what really makes me love this show. I like how in the first episode, Joe runs into the dog from the first season, but the dog looked dead as fuck. So what does he do? He starts burying the fucker. But in the last episode, we find out that the dog was never really dead. Dude was just acting. I know a lot of people were speculating and putting out theories that Joe was gonna die, and honestly, this is where I felt like everything stemmed from it. I don't know, I just like the fact that the doggo wasn't really dead. But yeah, at the end of all this shit, the heroes actually managed to go back home. I don't know. In the end, this show is fucking amazing, and it kind of makes me upset that this show doesn't get the attention it deserves. I mean, overall, soundtrack, writing, animation, especially Louie and Joe fighting, amazing. But honestly, I don't think it needs another season. It ended off really well, and I really don't want money to get involved in this shit. I guess we'll let the studios decide.
So then, partner, where we headed next?
Preocupada porque a mi negrita algo le pasaba, no sabía qué hacer, fue a ver a mi doctor.